Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Srila Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Is it loud enough for everybody? Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuhu Vanmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Very happy to be here with all of you this morning. I think this meeting happens every second Sunday, is it? Where is, yeah, mostly second Sunday it happens. CBM right now, Council Board meeting. In my travels in America, practically in most of the places where I go, there are congregations with 60 people or 80 people congregation or 120 and 150 people congregation. Inevitably, everybody will ask me, Prabhu, can you connect us to some senior couple, grahastha couple, who can guide us? Because we are guiding so many people, but we ourselves don't know whether our guidance is correct. Because many of them are coming and asking us about how to parent their children. Some of them are coming out with problems of husband and wife having problems. And some of them are not able to deal with their teenage, sons and daughters. And some of them don't know how to solve the tussles between Matajis or Prabhujis who are rendering services. Matajis with Mataji, Prabhujis with Prabhujis. Having some tussles during rendering services and wanting to capture the dayas or something like that. Many times they say that we never had a training ourselves. So, do you have anybody from Pune who can visit us or who can guide us online? We want somebody like elder brother or elder sister. And I saw this desperate need everywhere. And I am thinking through Revatpati Prabhu, I will send you all the recent report I have submitted to GBC. You will get an idea if you just go through the report. Only you will need little time. It's an exhaustive report. It may be running to probably 40, 50 pages with a lot of photos and everything. You'll get an idea of what am I trying to do in America. You'll get an idea. Revati Bhattu, I have sent the report to my spiritual master now. Those mail 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you can forward to them. They can go through that. You'll get an idea. and you can Google Drive or something, you put it and give them a link, they can click and take it. Yeah. So, uh, one thing with all of devotees in Pune, our great Jana Mataji was the one who started in her home, Radheshyamdas temple. And then eventually, Jayadevpur Satyut Mataji, they emerged as great preachers, and Radhika Mataji, Sachi Mataji, they all came out from that program. And then from Jayadevpur Satyut Mataji's house, many people picked up counseling and everything. And also, there were also the simultaneously students cultivated from PSCT, Bharati Vidyapit. Some of them joined the ashram, and some of them, you know, became good grihasthas. Unfortunately, Pune temple got some very good girls from Bombay who were trained in Chapati who came and settled in Pune. Yugal Priya Mataji and Anangami Mahini Mataji. Who else from Bombay came? You know Mataji? Anybody else from Bombay? Kamal Gopi Mataji, Vrinda Sundari Mataji, yeah. So they all came also. So they added a very good quality to this community also. And in this way, over a period of time, our all of you, you all can confidently say that you got some guidance from your seniors. Correct or not? Isn't it? When you had questions and all. Similarly, amongst the Matajis, one powerful Mataji, Pavitra Manjari Mataji, picked up very powerfully. And she became a great preacher also. And we had Kadamba Krishna Prabhu, Padma Mataji, and like that there were some other, and Shuddhanitya Chandra Prabhu. One may wonder how he is a grihastha with children, family, he is doing so much. He built a Uttam Nagar temple and Java temple and so many things like that he did. And some of the grihastha men like Shredadev Prabhu, Bamshi Gopal Prabhu, they all actually practically became like full-time devotees in the temple. The day in and day out they were doing services. And many of you sitting here, I know you are personally on the altar, uh, taking care of the deities and taking care of the community so well. And in this way, over a period of time, sometimes we got some very good devotees from other communities. Like we had Jaya Narsingh Prabhu from LA came. After 18 years of his association with Vijay Prabhu and book distribution, he came and to become part of the community. We had Ananda Balram Prabhu from abroad returned back. Some of the people who are in ashram like Shankar Pranit Prabhu and all, Prajanand Prabhu and all, they were 5, 6 years in the ashram and got very good ashram training and then they got married. So our community is a very beautiful community with very good diverse devotees have been brought together by uh, Krishna's arrangement, both men and women. And how many of you here can say that if you get a doubt in guiding somebody, you have someone else whom you can turn to? Correct? That is your advantage. Is it not true? But abroad, many people don't have that kind of facility. They're struggling, many of them. And they said, we are practically alone in this small community and they have to run the whole show themselves like that. In that connection, I would like all of you to go through these things. And if any of you is willing to travel abroad, there are people who will arrange your to and fro everything for you, accommodation, and they want someone who is fixed for them. Not only abroad, even in India also, like Varanasi temple, they have asked Kanpur temple and all. They are asking if any fixed grihasthas can regularly come yearly 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Dwarkadish Prabhu and his wife, they are traveling many places. I'm actually connecting them to many of my places where I am going. But they only go just for 2, 3 days only they go. But many temples are asking for ongoing support. Why I am saying this actually puts Pune counselors on a more responsible position. Because tomorrow, if we are going to go and share something valuable with them, we should have a very sturdy and very stable system in Pune. You will see where is the counseling system coming from. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will see when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Raghunath Das Goswami is coming and offering obeisances. Mahaprabhu said, I have 3 Raghus with me, isn't it? So I will put you under, one is Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and you are Raghunath Das. Who is the third Raghu? Raghunandan Thakur. So I will call you as a Swarupera Raghu. I'll put you under Swarup Damodar. So which means Swarup Damodar became his counselor for whom? Raghunath Das Goswami. And also One time Raghunath Das Goswami said to Swarup Damodar, I want to ask some questions to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Can you please take me? Say, for example, uh, somebody under one of the Matajis here, younger Matajis, says that, Mataji, I want to ask some questions to Jana Mataji. Can you please take me? So, younger counselors should be very happy to take their counsellors to senior counselors. Uh, oh, Hindi. Okay. They all know English, I think, all they? Oh, man. Actually, you want Hindi? Hindi में बोलो? Or English is all right? There is only one devotee there. There is only one devotee. Yeah. Only one devotee, he will translate for him. All right, no? English is all right, yeah. So, I was telling you that now, although Swarup Damodar is counselor of Raghunath Das, he took Raghunath Das to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and see the relationship. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him that Raghunath Das, our Swarup Damodar knows everything. I am not required to answer. But still, you have asked me some questions, I will answer you. So he answered the questions. And then he told him, if you want to know the details of this, you ask who? You ask Raghunath Das. I mean, you ask Swarup Damodar. He will explain to you. So the relationship between Swarup Damodar and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so sweet. Similarly, younger counselors feel that the elder ones, they are even our shelter also. So we can take help from them, and then we can also go and approach them for further guidance, like Rasavagra Prabhu and Bhaktinidhi Mataji. They take guidance from Jaydev Prabhu, Satyajit Mataji. Whenever they have some challenging questions which come to them. This is a big luxury we have in Pune. We have, and even Jana Mataji, for example, if she wants to get some clarification, she can directly call Maharaj and talk to him, or she can talk to Bhakti Maharaj, like that. We have more and more senior people are available for us to guide us. Similarly, for people like Gopal disciples like Adamakrishna Prabhu, Patran Manjari Mataji, Shuddhanidhi Prabhu, Paramahansa Gopal Maharaj is directly available for them many times. And he is ready to help them solve the problems and all. So, in this way, our system has been going on. At the same time, in this, if you see the consular system, such a very vital system it is. Uh, the whole community of Pune, we have like 6,000 people. If you include all the Chakan and all the expanded centers, everybody, the counseling system, we have like 4,000, 4,500 people are inside the counseling system. So such a vast body of Vaishnavas to be sheltered, to be protected, to be cared for, to be loved and make them feel a sense of belonging. That is actually happening through all of you. Which is not an ordinary thing. You're actually put in a very privileged position, which is a very rare opportunity. And because of that, your spiritual masters are very pleased with you because you are taking off the burden off their shoulder, and you are taking a share of that. So they are naturally very happy with every one of you. And by doing the service well, you are also going to make a tremendous progress in your Krishna consciousness. At the same time, this service has to be done very carefully and cautiously because when we are given service of sheltering many people under us, how are we performing that service is a very important thing. Like when I was done with my GPC college in 2019, although there were like a few hundred students, they chose 5 of us with a very specific opportunity. They gave us a service like His Holiness Bhakti Vinod Maharaj, His Grace Avatari Chaitanya Prabhu from Bangalore, and His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu from abroad, from ISP, and I was fourth one. So we are all given different services. Each of us is given a global service. Like Avatari Chaitanya Prabhu Bangalore is given ISKCON database for the entire world he has to make. All the temples is motivational. Vaisheshika Prabhu, he has to make the whole world distribute books. He's given that type of service. Similarly, for me, making youth devotees in the West. That's the service given to me as a global duty officer. So, now what they told us, we are giving you this service, but unless you are alive and active in this role, only then you can continue in this role. And if we find that you are not doing much, after 1 year, we will request you, thank you for your service. Now Now you can give this place to someone else who can do the work. So I myself learned what is accountability because they have 4 reports in a year: Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, they call it. January to March, one report. The next 3 months, second report, like that. And earlier, how I sent report, I put all the photos of my activities and I wrote, we had a wonderful program and many, many boys came for the program and everything was successful. They said, what are you talking? Your goals should be SMART goals. Huh? SMART goals means you have to specifically say how many youths came for the program. You know, what was the, so they said it's called KRA, we call it, key result areas. Huh? That means, one-time program, succession program, youth retreat, you're taking them out. How many are fixed up devotees? How many are chanting 16 rounds? And what was the attendance? And then how many have come inside as a BYS, we call it, Bhaktivedanta Youth Services Center. Like voice, we call it here, and abroad, we call it BYS. When I show the report to you, I'm only showing you one report only, Q4 of 2023. Q4 means which one? October, November, December of 2023. That report itself is so huge, you will see that. Huh? So I'm submitting 4 reports to them. And not only that, after you submit the report, the GBC will go through it. And then the GBC will invite me for a meeting with them for half an hour. In that meeting, they will appreciate me. And then they will also say that next time you can work on these things. These things, if you work, it'll be good. And what difficulties are you facing in this area? Do you want our help? If you want, we'll give a call to the temple and we will tell. There is one Kuladri Prabhu. So I sent him a report recently. He is going to send it to 275 leaders who are across the globe. He is in touch with all the top ISKCON leaders going to send these reports. He was telling they are so concerned about the Western preaching now, they were saying. So that means that all the leaders who are in GDO posts, they do performance appraisal, we call it. Performance appraisal means how you are doing your service. And it should be quantifiable. And are you doing well? If you have any difficulty, you ask us. We are here to help you out. And we'll connect you to the right people. If anybody is not allowing you to do the service there, we will talk to them. We will help out. So they want to see the mission moving ahead. Now coming to all of you, you are all counselors here. And we fully trust you because you are all faithful devotees. Decades you have spent here in Pune. So we will not want to police anybody, are you doing well or not? You don't need that because you are very fixed up devotees. At the same time, in those days, I had one devotee whose name was Shravanananda Prabhu. Currently, he stays in Mayapur, but he comes to Pune also. Sometime in Pune, sometimes in Mayapur. So he was very, very concerned that all our counselors should be doing well, Prabhu, because the whole community depends on these people, these counselors. If any counselor is not doing their job well, their whole group will suffer. And sometimes the counselors group suffers from varieties of ailments. Just like our body gets disease, sometimes some part of the community can also get similar disease. What are the diseases? I'll tell you. Some of them you can understand. In Chopati temple, I had gone to one counselor meeting where Paramahansa Ranath Maharaj was leading. And one Dwarkadish Prabhu and Krishna Chandra Prabhu and what is his name? Who is our director of Bhaktivedanta Hospital now? Madhavanand Prabhu, yeah. Madhavanand Prabhu, Dwarkadish Prabhu, Krishna Prabhu, they all used to take lead and openly bring problems to Maharaj without any fear. In the public, they said this is a closed family. And then they told Maharaj, some of the counselors are not taking meetings for 2 to 3 months. And they have 50, 60 counselees. They're not taking meeting. What is to be done with them? And another thing they said, Maharaj, some of the counselors have tussles with other counselors. They are little upset with others. Their style of talking, dealing is not proper. So what should we do with them? And some of them, and then they said, we are hearing some complaints from the counselees about certain counselors seeking puja, too much celebrating a kind of mini Vyas puja type of thing. So the counselees actually spend hours and hours glorifying the counselor, as if counselor is like a Diksha Guru or something. So what should be done in such cases? So they brought these questions to Maharaj, and then Maharaj told, later on Radha Gopinath Prabhu compiled these things about what are the bad qualifications of a counselor. Good qualifications, bad. I made a PPT with that. The bad in my counselor course, I have covered those points. What counselor should not do, what counselor should do, and what they should not do. Uh, so, counselors should not accept any big gifts and all from the counselees. Costly gifts and all they should not accept. And similarly, the if a counselor is not caring for the counselees, they have 60, 70 counselees and they are not taking meetings regularly, they are not conducting classes. What they should do, Maharaj said, they should go to the counselor board representative. He said, you keep someone like Dwarkadish Prabhu or Krishna Chandra Prabhu was in charge in those days. Go to him and tell him that, Prabhu, I am unable to handle my counselees. I want to hand over to somebody, and then the counselors can be told that the counselor has some priorities now. The counselor is either old, they are not able to handle, or they have some other priority in life and they can hand over. And then the counselors can be allowed to accept other counselor as this thing, and they can get down from the post. And Maharaj was telling that getting down the post is not a dishonor. Uh, He said they have rendered service for so many years. It's a very wonderful thing. And in case they are unable to render the service now, whatever they did all these years is due to their credit. He was telling. And another thing, Maharaj said, Maharaj came to know that some counselors are prematurely passing their candidates for initiation. Uh, and because they feel that they want to, inspire the devotees in their care, they are telling their counselees that if you take initiation, you'll get strength in spiritual life. Like that. And the council is not properly situated, he's worshipping demigod still. He's having demigod on the altar and everything. So when the complaint was brought to Maharaj, Maharaj said, make a policy that 3 counselors should be knowing the candidate. Then they asked a question, Maharaj, how can 3 people know? Maharaj said, then counselors can actually invite others and introduce to their counselees. That way counselees can know many devotees. Then this was a new thing. For example, generally the counselees are like a closed group. Many times they become like islands over a period of time. Correct, no? Me and my counselees and you and your counselees, you and your counselees, like that. So Maharaj said actually the counselors are all friends. In this way they can invite them and then introduce to their people. So three counselors should jointly choose one candidate. So then I went for one of the counselor board meeting where they were finalizing the candidates. So they will put the photo of the candidate on the screen, and the name and everything. And 3 counselors should raise hand and say that we know this candidate very well. And we have watched this candidate for last 3 years, we can pass. And Maharaj said, without this, you should not pass any candidate. They made a policy like that. So, but we find in Pune many times, in our counselor group, you all may be inviting, I don't know. But we may not be inviting also. They may not be known to other people. They may know only you. And there is a big risk in that. Tomorrow, any of us can become weak in spiritual life. Like in our ashram, if you see, some of the very senior brahmacharis left ashram at later years, at the age of 40 or 43. Then what happens to the counselees? So therefore, I always have been insisting, devotees in Hyderabad also, in congregation, we made a policy that out in every 2 months, every counselor should invite one of their friends to their meeting to give a class. For example, 4 meetings happen in 2 months. 3 meetings the counselor can give oneself. And the 4th meeting, they should invite another counselor. And the same with everybody. And this is happening in Hyderabad. Last few years we are doing it. And they are very happy actually. By this, they become very close friends also. And the counselees feel very nice that, oh, our counselor gets one. And that meeting is a well-attended meeting. Imagine, for example, you only give 3 meetings. The 4th meeting, everybody knows a new counselor is going to come here for the class. And attendance is 100%. The other 3 meetings, it may not be 100. They know the counselor already. And I was sharing this with Dwarkadish Prabhu. And Dwarkadish Prabhu said, hey, we are already doing it in Bombay. You don't know? He asked me. I asked, what is that? He said in Mira Road, nowadays 4 counselors come together, it seems quarterly. All the counselees of 4 groups come together. And they have some very nice name also. Something like Prem Milan or some kind of name they have. Dwarkadish Prabhu said, we all sit in the back seat. We take a back seat, all the counselors. The whole program is put up by counselees. They do dramas, they have talks, They have many, many things, varieties of cultural programs, kind of thing. They have 4 groups come together. Uh, One meeting out of 3 months. He is devoted for that, he was telling. And then there is also, mutual understanding of, so all the counselors also sit in the dais, they speak few minutes each also. Huh? So it's like a panel kind of thing. They do that. And he said, This is the most well attended program and people look for it. It's like some kind of festival kind of thing. Just saying. So, and this enriches the lateral connection of the counselors. Lateral connection means lateral service, lateral help for one another. Huh? It makes it very thicker. So, uh, and one another very important thing to know as counselors is, some counselors and their counselees within their groups, they do certain things which they don't know that it is wrong. One example I will tell you. Hmm? One counselor, in the counseling group, for example, if somebody has a marriage or something like that, huh? So this counselor wants to give some, say, 2 lakh rupees or 3 lakh rupees to that counseling, huh, as a gift, huh, because he feels that the counselor is very good and working very hard. I want to give, is giving. Now what happens? Every other counselor expects that, you know, in my marriage also I should get such an amount. Correct? You understand, no? Huh. So this is a private thing or it is a public thing? What do you think? Private thing. But if you make it publicized in your WhatsApp group, huh, that I'm giving 3 lakh rupees to this devotee. He's not so well situated devotee. All of you can also give him money as much as you can. If you say like that, then it becomes then what happens? Every other devotee financially little weak will also expect that all my counsellors will give me. Is it practical? It's a wrong thing. It's a wrong step. One example I'll tell you. One of our brahmacharis in those days in GGD, hmm, he liked one boy very much. So on his birthday, he took a big Radha Kunjabihari photo. And then he took a big cake also. So he went and gave the boy the big cake and everybody told them to chant Haribol for him. Now all the boys expected that everybody in birthday will get a big picture. And for other boys, he gave a greeting card. Small 2 rupee greeting card. He wrote, Happy birthday to you, Prabhu. And this boy went and complained. And the complaint came to me. He wrote, Radheshyam Prabhu, for me, he gave a 2 rupee greeting card. For other boy, he gave this. Then I told this brahmachari, see, the big mistake you did is, you did it publicly. uh, in front of everybody. That's a big mistake. There are certain things which are personal and private. There are certain things can be done. You understand, no? So therefore, it would be always best if all of you as counselors to choose 2 other counselors whom you think are your good friends and your well-wishers. And you add them to your WhatsApp group. But they will be only a witness and they'll be passive witness. And they will not comment, they will not write, and they'll promise you that I won't participate. Just like your super soul, what is it doing in your body? They have to play that role only. And if they want to offer you some correction, they will secretly, privately, one-on-one offer to you. Because they are your friends and well-wishers. You understand my point? And this is good for you. For example, there are many girls who write questions to me. I always put, my Vaishnava Sharan Prabhu, my assistant, or Sri Gopal Pran Prabhu in CC, in those mails. And when I am replying to them, replying to the girl, they know what I am replying. Because we don't want to privately back and forth, right? Tomorrow it can become a complication. So brahmacharis, whenever we are interacting with females, we put somebody. Similarly, any Matajis who send report to me, write to me, they put their husband's name in the CC. So that witness is always good. So it is called as the rule of 3, we call it. While dealing with women, we should follow the rule of 3. In the same manner, when we are dealing with a WhatsApp group, with our own group, what happens? Sometimes within your own group, you may think that I can talk and do things which nobody can ask me because our group is an intimate group, you may think. But if there are 2 more people, you will do it in a Krishna conscious way. You agree? Huh? We'll do it in a more Krishna conscious way. So this is good for us, safe for us. Because, like for example, there are some counselors who have proclaimed themselves to be much greater than what they are not to their counselors. Somebody has said, I am a pure devotee. you know. Later on, when the counselor was asked, Are you a pure devotee? I didn't say I'm pure devotee. I'm a purified devotee, I said. He said, I'm purified, so you have to follow my instruction. Now imagine if two more counselors are in WhatsApp, will he put I'm a pure devotee? They will be afraid or not. Correct? Because we all become more guarded when we have equals. Equals are seniors watching us. Like right now, I made this report. I send my reports to my 5 people I send. I sent it to Raghunath Maharaj, along with him Shamananda Prabhu, Radha Gopinath Prabhu, Sanat Kumar Prabhu, and Gauranga Prabhu. Regular reports I send, whatever I am doing in Pune. I write letters about any developments and everything. Time to time I send. This time I put even Revati Prabhu, Antati Prabhu in CC also I put. And when I sent to Maharaj. So accountability has multiple advantages. Like when I go to Bombay, I am surprised that Maharaj goes through all the reports. Maharaj said, I saw your report, very nice. Yeah? And I get a pat on the back, appreciation. Accountability gives us encouragement by being accountable. Of course, he doesn't write mail back to me. I would wonder whether he saw the mail or not. Maharaj said, keep sending me, I'm seeing it, I'm seeing it. Maharaj, can you tell me what did you see? And then he will tell me some detail. I'll be stand there. Oh, he knows all the details, has gone through it. Because sometimes when you send somebody, just reply by saying Haribol. You really want this fellow saying Haribol with full awareness, or he's just encouraging to say Haribol. So I similarly in Hyderabad, I get practically there are at least 10 to 12 leaders who send me very exhaustive reports. Like Leelanand Prabhu's report will be having inbuilt videos also. He sends video. If I get his mail report once in 3 months, it will be like practically like 10, 15 pages report. A lot of pictures, photos, videos, links, and everything will be there. And I also send back inserting answers to all those places. And everybody may not want to do that. But the point I'm telling you is that being accountable brings a lot of encouragement. When I reply to him, he shows to many of his counselors, see, Radheshyam Prabhu appreciated this. He liked, you guys did this service, he's very happy. Kadam Krishna Prabhu sent me one very exhaustive report. He has made up, lot of his activities. Shankar Prabhu and Jugal Premati sent also. So some devotees send, and when I respond back, everybody gets encouraged when you get a response. Somebody read the report and somebody replied back to the report. So similarly, all the counselors, if we have some kind of accountability system, which Shravananand Prabhu started in Pune, and what he did was, here the counselors' names are there. In the columns, what he did was, did you conduct the meeting? If you conducted the meeting, what did you cover in that particular meeting? So he would send me that report. I would go through that. One counselor I saw what he was doing, 2.13 Bhagavad Gita we discussed, then 2.14, 2.15. The whole year he has discussed only Bhagavad Gita shlokas 2.13 to 2.24 or 2.25. And I told him that the whole subject is only about the soul. He said, yes, Prabhuji, I don't know what to take in counselor meeting. This is what I have been taking. Then I reported this to His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj. Maharaj said, how can somebody conduct only Bhagavad Gita in the council meeting? Maharaj said, there has to be a combination of multiple things. There should be something on the holy name. There should be something read from Prabhupada's book. And there should be some Vaishnava etiquette. Discussion should be there. And something practical for the Grihasthas also should be there. Some Kirtan or Vaishnava song should be there. Then once I had gone to Jayadevpur Satyajit Maharaj's program, one council meeting they had called them. I saw that they every time make sure one Vaishnava song is sung along with the meaning. He tells different devotees to sing. And also they said, Krishna, I think Krishna book, somebody prepares and comes, I think. And they give one presentation also they give. They discuss on Vaishnava etiquette also they discuss. But there are multiple components in that. Then the meeting becomes very colorful and nice variety also. And everybody want to know how to improve the chanting, something on the chanting. So then Maharaj was telling me, how is it that you don't have any syllabus in Pune? No, can anybody do whatever they want? He asked me. I said, yes, Maharaj, that is what we have left, I said. Maharaj said, it will be nice if... Then I asked him, can you design and give? Maharaj said, I have told some devotees in Belgaum they are doing it, but afterwards I didn't follow it up. And Pune, our Rasavigra Prabhu made one very good syllabus. Now he is actually referring it and he's going to bring out a book also very soon. Correct, Prabhuji? Yeah, and it begins with all the Mangalacharan, memorizing the prayers. There's a Vaishnava song and there's Vaishnava etiquette. I actually cut and pasted, made very nice. It'll go for how many meetings, Prabhu, approximately? For 3 years he has made. First 3 years, all the basics, all devotees can teach like that. And then further, actually, as well as Ranath Maharaj, what he says about counseling, he says that after 3, 4 years, 5 years, when they are sticking on with you, yeah. Yes, Mataji. Give the mic to her.
Prabhuji, in our counselor meeting, there are devotees who are 25-year-old, there are devotees who are 15-year-old,
Correct.
there are devotees who are 1-year-old. Now, for 25-year-old, if you say the same etiquettes, I mean,
Correct.
some things are like how to pay obeisance.
I was about to say that.
So it's a very.
I am just about to say that.
Okay.
What Maharaj told, counseling means you should talk on a subject which is not directly, you just quoted the shloka and you read the purport and gave a Bhagavatam class. Don't do that, Maharaj said. Maharaj at the same time said, don't talk wishy-washy things which have no connection to spiritual life. Don't do that. And then he said, you should be able to draw from the Shastra and then talk some practical principles which will help them in their daily life. You should bring out that kind of thing. That will be the most valuable for the people. Say, for example, your audience is having, many of them are having small babies, for example, children, growing children. And that, or they have 4-year-old, 5-year-old children, they have many of them. You know your audience. Then you talk about how Suniti, how did she raise her child? And Surichi, how she dealt with the child. Correct, no? So some Shastra examples, you begin with Shastra examples, then come down to the practical. It will be very helpful for them. Similarly, in your group, a lot of young, newly married couples are there. And you want to see that they have a good relationship within the family. Then you talk about tolerance, talk about patience, talk about humility, talk about putting our ego aside. Some lecture, and you have heard your special master's lectures, you have made some nice notes. You can share and then bring it to practical question and answers kind of thing. Maharaj said, the substance you speak should benefit the people and they should be able to apply it, and they should be very jolly and very happy to come for the next meeting because it's helping them. It's helping the people. It's helping them to draw from the Shastra and use it for their practical application.
Prabhuji, one thing I was just churning from my counselor group, and I thought, please let me know if it's right. I thought we can take meeting once a month for the 25-year-olds.
Correct.
And for the new ones, we can take once in 15 days.
Yeah.
And we can divide the group into two. And I thought we can also delegate responsibility to the 25-year-olds that they will train the younger ones.
Correct.
So, we can just sit back.
That is precisely what is called as mentor system, we call it. For example, say you have 5 older devotees and you give them all, 5 or 10 each. And they also have something to do, something to preach and give. Like each one teaches one while being taught by one, we say. Very good system it is. Very nice, you can do that.
So we can have only once a meeting for the older ones because
that's a very good idea.
They will say the same thing, repetition. And Prabhuji, the meetings when it started.
I also meet, I have 3 groups like that. I meet them 2 hours once a month only. Like I have a Bliss group, we call it. Bliss stands for Brahmachari Leaders Inspiring Spiritual Sangha, we call it. That Bliss group, we meet 2 hours in a month. There are 30 leaders like Acharya Prabhu, Premananda Prabhu, Revati Prabhu. They are all presidents or vice presidents, very senior people. Then I have another group, Vrinda group. There are about 60, 70 brahmacharis in that all over India. That I meet also 2 hours in a month like that. So once in a month is good enough for the very senior people.
Because the same thing, when it started, there was not much nourishment because we had only tapes and CDs. And
now there are a lot of programs.
Now there's so much online classes. Everybody is hearing so many classes. Correct, and temple is close by.
And apart from the meeting, you may also meet them here and there and talk to them.
So I think for them, once a month is okay, I think.
Yeah. And in your group, Mataji, you were saying about 3 levels. One are very senior people, 20 years old people. Then there are others who are like 4, 5 years old. They know Krishna. They are also initiated and all. Then there are people who are very young who want to join you. That's also there. So, therefore, what in Bombay, they discussed about it. Some group becomes stagnated group. What is stagnated? Say I have 40 counselees, out of which 25, 30 are not doing much. Yeah. And 10 people are jumping. They are very active people. They do book distribution, fundraising, some activities. And the older lot are just existing. See, there is a difference between existing and living. Now this table is existing and all of you living. What is the difference? Table doesn't grow, but living bodies grows. That means those who are living devotees, they will expand Krishna consciousness movement. And the existing devotees will just remain as they are. They will not grow at all like that. So what to do with that? So the existing devotees, we can have 1 meeting in a month or whatever. That's enough for them. They are not actually looking also much. But they want to have some connection like that. And those who are also living devotees, they are doing a lot themselves. They have grown up so much. Like, for example, adult children, they don't need as much attention as toddler children. Correct, no? Say, for example, some Mataji has a 4-5-year-old boy, or a boy is 15-20-year-old boy. It's not the same. 4-5-year-old boy needs too much attention. 15-year-old son will tell the mom, you take care. No, I am all right. Don't disturb me. I am quite comfortable. Sometimes. So, grown-up devotees don't need too much time. They are already contributing devotees. Then we can give them little less time. If they want time, we will give them. Otherwise, we don't have to give them too much time. And then the younger ones will need more time, we can give them.
Another thing which I spoke to Revtipati Prabhu is that if we have a few young counselors who have become counselors now recently, if any new people come to our group, if they like us or they can connect with us better, we send them to that group first where they get 1 or 2 years of training.
After that, you observe.
And then they come back to us.
Exactly. This is what Dwarkadish Prabhu is doing in Bombay. They call them as mentors. So mentors train them.
Yes.
Actually, mentors give them like 1 or 2 years, and then they put them under junior counselors. And after that, the junior counselors, if they are getting overloaded, they may give them to senior counselors.
They can choose at that time. They want to go to junior or senior.
Correct.
So is that also good?
That's a good system it is, yeah. And that way our community will keep expanding.
And fourthly is that just like you said that we should go to different groups and 3 people can recommend. But when you go as a guest, you just give a class and you may know some of the members because it's a congregation. But you really don't know what each one is doing at home. If they're worshipping demigods, how will I know what her counselors are doing?
For that we have a
I'm only a guest.
30-point checklist we have. Our initiation committee has 30 checklist points. One of them is visit the home. Correct? Rasvagrupu is here? Devatvatpu, correct? One of them is visit the home and see their altar.
No, but that only counselor can do, not a visiting counselor.
Who is doing that generally? The counselor is doing that, huh? Okay. Their own counselor is doing that. Meetings are conducted in the house of the councillors. Everybody will see it. Actually, correct. All the councillors also get to see it. He can see that also. Guest council can also see. Yes, Prabhuji. Give the mic to him. Yeah, correct. Give the mic. He's saying the purpose of counseling is interpersonal relationship development, which is called Preeti Lakshanam. Yeah. Yeah. Ensuring the sadhana of counselees. Correct.
Correct. The counselor feels that he's being loved, he is cared,
correct,
and he is engaged.
Correct.
So he feels that there is someone senior who cares for me.
It is called as personalized attention.
Personalized attention, yes,
correct.
P.
See, it is RSP TCS.
TCS.
You can remember Radheshyam worked in
yes,
TCS.
that day we designed this acronym.
Yeah,
that day we designed this.
Yeah.
T is this training. What we talk of counseling, the training part can be relevant to junior and senior. A senior who has spent 10 years, for him the training may become irrelevant sometimes.
Correct.
But for a newcomer, it is always relevant. But RSP is always relevant for any counseling.
Yeah, correct.
Training about training, preaching, Vaishnava etiquette, deity worship, and so on.
Yes.
Another is communication. There are so many communications happening in the temple: fund collection, book distribution, so seva, sadhana, festivals. So communications are done, and they are encouraged to participate in those activities. Correct. And lastly, is
services.
Seva. The seva, like that.
Correct.
So ensuring that they are engaged in the seva. So only I think the training part is relevant to junior, senior. Otherwise,
correct,
all senior also, because sometimes senior they are spaced out, so they need more care that time.
Very good. So that is called the 6 reasons for devotee care. We have a PPT also on this. I can give it the PPT to whom? Revadiptu, you have this PPT, no? You can share it with all also, that PPT. Yeah. Yes, Maji, yeah.
Prabhuji, one more thing is that when new people come to us, sometimes like the juniors invite us to their meeting. Like one young doctor student came to me.
Okay.
Then I said that you'll blossom better if you go to Rup Charan Prabhu because he's her mentor in a medical field.
Okay.
So Bhavna Mansukhani, then I sent her to him for counseling. I said, you join that group. Then a younger couple with a small child came. Then I sent her to Achyut Keshav Prabhu. I said, they are a young couple with small children.
Wonderful. That's a very
And
nice thing.
you will blossom better. No, Mataji, I'm very close to you. I said, I'm still your friend and well-wisher, but you go there.
Correct.
And they're doing very well there.
That's very nice.
So in that way, and another one
can
couple
direct
came.
them.
I directed them to another counselor. I said, you
And
go there.
apart from that meeting, sometimes she wants to come and take guidance from she.
And we're very close. She attends all my classes.
Correct.
But I said, you be there in their group because the young couples relate one better to each
They
other.
can get to meet similar
Yes.
families. Yeah, very nice it is.
So
Good.
that way we can recommend to other
Yeah.
counselors also.
Very good idea. It is. Yeah. So these are some of the thoughts I was telling you. Why, as counselor, we ourselves need protection also. You agree? Huh? None of us can say I'm a pure devotee. I am beyond, fall or something like that. Even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in prema stage, he still approached his guru and asked, Kipa mantra dila gosai kipa tarabal japite hoila pagal. He said, that means while ecstatic feelings arose in his body with hair standing on end and tears welling up in his eyes and body trembling in ecstasy, even at that time he was accountable. Then who can say I don't need to be accountable? Think about it. We all have to be accountable to somebody. So, but in Pune, our counselors system, in the past, there was accountability through Shavananand Prabhu sending reports. But over a period of time, he was telling that many are not submitting their, report, Prabhuji, what to do. Then I would tell him that, okay, I can talk to them, you and me will talk to them. So some of the counselors, they talk to them also. But after some time, I also got tired. How much can you chase after people? We left after that. Both of us dropped it after that. But it's not safe in the long run. Something suddenly happens, then everybody jumps up and down. So only when there is danger. Just like, extinguisher is not kept. When fire accident comes, everybody jumps up. Similarly, we have to have a system which is safe enough for our community to remain well. If somebody is becoming an island and drifting away, or if counselor is becoming weak, and also if, like in one temple in my travels, I came across one situation. One counselor, his health was not good. He was feverish or something like that. So he sent a WhatsApp message to one counseling Mataji, I love you very much or something like that. And this couple, husband, wife, they were actually right next to them. This is the counselor. They are the senior most in the group. Can you imagine? Which means sometimes he would delegate the meeting for them to take. That much they are senior. And this Mataji immediately showed to husband. See, this fellow is sending like this. And the husband was shocked. Then he took the matter to the local temple authorities. And that person was banned for 2 years. And that person said, I was not in a very good mood. I was very, this thing in the hospital, which means he was contemplating on something dirty in his mind about that lady in the group. So, why I'm saying this, now if a counselor group is very closed, then what happens? Some people cannot open up to anybody also. But if everybody knows other people also, they can go and reveal to somebody that this fellow is creating trouble. Because what happens in Krishna conscious movement, sometimes somebody in good standing may not be in good standing after some years. Sometimes. You agree? It has happened or not? It can happen. So therefore, we should always know that in case I am gone, my people in my custody should not be destroyed. They should be able to take shelter of others. So in Pune, you will see that I have brought so many visiting Vaishnavas to this temple. And I tell brahmacharis also that you can go and meet sannyasis in the room, go with your pen and pad and associate with them and take advantage of the association. And also I tell Revati Pantadi Pandal that you go to Bombay, meet Gauranga Prabhu, Radha Gopinath Prabhu, Shamanand Prabhu, Sanatkumar Prabhu. It's not that I am the only person you have to consult always. So we have kept a very open culture in Pune. So that tomorrow if something happens to us, but the community will go on and on. Of course, we wish nothing should happen to anybody. Everybody should be safe. We want to see. At the same time, we are living in which world? Material world. We should be aware of that. So keeping this in mind, recently our CBM, our Counselor Care Board has come together. They are all discussing about how to see that our counselors do their job well and counselors are protected and sheltered well. At the same time, the system goes on and on perpetually very nicely. So They have come up with some principles and everything which they would like to share with all of you. And then you all can approve it. And then once it is approved, then we can start implementing them. Huh? Yes. I am also sitting, I'll watch what is going on. If I have to give inputs, I'll do it. Okay, Prabhu? Yeah. See, I also got a form filled in Hyderabad from all the counselors in Hyderabad. The form is actually like a 4-page form, which I had done in Pune also. When we completed the Art of Counseling course, everybody filled up, and I interviewed the husband and wife. And then I saw that some people are not reading Prabhupada books at all. Huh? They're not hearing Prabhupada lectures, and they're reading many other things and all. Then I told certain people that at least hear 20 minutes Prabhupada lecture every day. At least read half an hour Prabhupada books. And at least hear your spiritual master 20 minutes every day. And, some connection. These two people are very important for you. Prabhupada and your spiritual master. And then others you can hear. So this is the tax you have to pay for hearing others. Like that I told them. And many of them said, thank you, Prabhu, we never knew this. And I asked, how many of you do Harinam Sankirtan you go? There is one counselor, every week Saturday he goes on Harinam Sankirtan with his whole group. But all of you counselors, you could consider doing it like, twice in a year with your whole group. If you want to go, tell Revatipati Prabhu, he will send some brahmacharis also with you, with all the instruments and everything. So how many of you think twice in a year, you and your group can go on Harinam? It's possible, you feel. Yes? Most of the hands are up. Very wonderful. How many of you any difficulty twice in a year going? And it's you and your group. And Revatipati Prabhu and Anashit Prabhu, all the council care board, they can come up with a plan which areas you can go. Or if you are preaching in some area, in that area only you can go. And we will arrange brahmachari support also. They will come with instruments, mic and sound system, everything they can bring. If you read 16th chapter, 1 to 7 verses, purport Prabhupada says, it's Grihastha should organize Harinam Sankirtan. Prabhupada writes there in that purport. It's the duty of organizing means arrange some cup of juice or something at the end for the devotees who come. And then organize in your area, take permissions and everything. And then brahmacharis also come. Few brahmacharis come, and then you can do Harinam Sankirtan. Along with that, 3 things you can do. Prasadam packet distribution, Harinam Sankirtan, and Prabhupada book distribution. Matajis in India, some of them don't like to dance on the road, jumping up and down. So they may distribute books. They may give BTG magazine and books they can give. So brahmacharis are going, and the grihastha men are going, and then Matajis are there, children are there who want to go. It will be very colorful Harinam Sankirtan. It will be different areas. And twice in a year is not a big deal. And your group will enjoy also. It will be a good variety for them. Doing together. You are distributing Prasad, Harinam Sankirtan, and also some book distribute, thin books of Prabhupada you can distribute. So then your area gets awareness about that. So in this way, our counselor board can plan things like this, which will enhance our quality of service we are rendering to community members. If any of you, like Mataji asked some nice questions today, if you wish to ask me any questions, you are welcome to write to my email address. You can type my email address. He will send you my email address. You can. See, I am also on WhatsApp, but not in my mobile, in my computer. Yeah, you can give my WhatsApp number in computer also. I respond there also. Why computer? Because it cannot make any beep sound. And disturb my chanting. It cannot do that. There in the computer. Yeah.
Prabhuji, one query is that meeting once a month, even for like Mataji proposed Janma Mataji. So can we have something like one meeting online, one meeting offline where everybody comes together? Once, so every month we again go ahead with 2 meetings.
Which meeting? Counselor board.
Council meeting.
Counselor meeting.
Counselor.
Seniors.
For the seniors, yes.
Actually, it is optional. What Mataji is saying, she has counselors who are 20, 25 years old, some of them, very, very old. If you have people who may not be so old, you may want to do 2 meetings. One online, one offline. We call it as a Zoom and room, we call it. Come to room or come by Zoom. We call it. So you can have one on room and one in Zoom, you can have it for them. Perfect. Yeah. We are not making a policy that you should do only one. If you're able to do 2 meetings and they also want to come, you can continue. No problem.
Prabhuji, one more question.
Yeah?
I forgot the question.
Okay, okay. Huh? Which meeting?
You said one is there, two can be optional for the seniors.
Ah.
But the one meeting should be in room or in room?
Oh, that should be in room.
That's
Yeah, yeah. If you are doing only one meeting, that should be like this meeting. Because black boxes, we don't know whether they are alive or dead. You know, people with black boxes look like ghosts. Huh? If you don't show the face, it's very impersonal. Huh? Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Radheshyam Prabhuji. What we have decided recently, what we saw because of traffic problems and all, the councils are spread far and wide. So we observed there's a gradual decline in attendance.
Oh.
So recently we have come up with two options. There are two meetings offline. There are little physical meetings of all the devotees, and two meetings on online. Today, the online will be 3 to 5 Sundays, alternate Sundays, and physical meetings on between 5 to 7 on alternate Saturdays. So we are now trying and giving them option how is the attendance.
So 4 meetings in a month.
4 meetings, but not for all. Not for all. For me, 4 meetings. For them, they will attend only online twice, offline twice. They can select who want to attend online, who want to attend offline.
But the same meeting can be done online and offline at the same time. So you
no, but that creates a lot of there is a disturbance, and I'm having a different syllabus also, because as you said, there is a choice of.
So you do it every.
Now today we'll be starting on online first meeting online.
So you will do every week. You will do, but people.
Alternate. Yeah. No, Saturday, Sunday. One now today is this thing. Next Saturday, Sunday will be 2 meetings, online, offline. Then 15 days online, offline.
Okay.
So we'll see the performance, how many are attending, how many are choice. Offline. No, only offline or online. Because you can't have flexibility. Now again we lose the track.
So what Jaideep is saying, they will be online students
and
or offline students. Either of the two only they have to choose. So somebody is very far away, they will only be online. And those who are in the vicinity, they can come, they will be offline. But actually, in those days, Jaideep used to arrange every meeting in different homes.
It is all happening now also. But then what we
I really wonder how you do that.
Yeah, but what happens now?
When I told this idea in Hyderabad, Prabhuji, how will we travel to different homes? They're saying traffic is so heavy.
Now when we have the meeting in NVC side, Bane side, or Chinchwad side, devotees don't turn up. And when we have a meeting that side, NVC, the people don't turn up.
Correct, yeah. Becomes very difficult.
Yeah. Correct. And because of construction work and a lot of traffic.
Correct.
So that's why those who want to attend physically, and many said we like to have physical meetings.
Correct.
They say that physical they
prefer.
So it's their choice. So we have given freedom. Whoever want to attend this or that. No compulsion.
Astrology, perfect.
Prabhuji, I remembered my question.
Yeah, okay.
We have many in our list of counselees, but there are at least 30% who never attend meeting. So do we have a choice to tell them that we cancel your name from the meetings? Is it looking harsh?
30% of them never come?
No.
They only come before Yatra and get a signature that I can come for Yatra?
Yes and no.
Oh.
Yeah.
They don't require now any permission for Yatra also.
Is it directly they
Because this year many people gate crashed in the Yatra.
Oh.
I mean, I don't want to take names, but many people just went for the Yatra.
One thing we have to make sure, Mataji, they don't claim that they are your counselee, because tomorrow if they do some mistakes, and when people catch them, they will say, I am Jana Mataji's counselee.
So what do? We should cancel. We should cut their name.
We will do one thing, Mataji. In future, every year they have to submit a form requesting a petition that please include me in your counselor group. Then only they will be included. This kind of thing we do for Brahmacharya Ashram joining. We do that. If you are joining, fill up all the details, your name, your this, all those things. Correct, Revpatu, what do you call it? We have one request asking me to be included.
We have made council shuffling used to have the council choosing form was there. But here for Mataji's question, because
very important question.
Also.
Very important question.
So we have made a counselor change form, which the counselee can fill up anytime. It will be available to all the counselees on
all
WhatsApp.
Details are there in that.
Yeah, so they can
basically they have to request, please include me in your counselor meeting.
But what I'm suggesting is because we did counselor shuffling a couple of times,
Nothing much happened.
and the percentage of people who change is very, very limited.
So we will not have counselor shuffling at all.
So we have
Anybody having any problem anytime can request a change and they can be given.
So we have two forms. I'm coming to this.
Yeah.
We have a counselor change form,
Okay.
which any counselor can fill if you need to change the counselor for any reason. And one or two among us will talk to him to understand the situation and communicate to counselor, because sometimes they feel choked up in changing counselor. Similarly, there's another form which is called counseling shifting form.
Counselor is not happy, so counselor want to shift the counselor.
Then counselor can fill up that form, which is available to all the counselors, and then we will appoint one or two of us to look into the matter, to call him, whether it is because of geographical
Wonderful system it is.
geographical
So those
reason.
30% counselees can be put in that category.
And then we will talk to them to whether they can be a part of counselor system
or they can
through some other counselor, or they cannot be. That's okay. They can be part of community, but not be part of counselor system.
I think it's perfect plan.
So,
it's good plan.
We will present that.
Perfect. Very nice. And our Prabhu, yeah, Saki Rakinath Prabhu, yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, we had now a very nice discussion regarding nurturing counsellors. But my question is somehow different. There are a lot of people comes to take darshan. And in Bhagavad Gita, it is spoken that 4 type of people. Artho, Artharthi, Jikya, Sugyani. But they are coming, they are taking darshan, they are having nice experience. But somehow there is no very fine system as like our counseling system to connect them for their gradual spiritual development and to come in a counseling system.
Oh, there are many things going on in the temple. You know Sanjeevani?
Yeah.
You know Sanjeevani?
No.
Department?
No.
Sanjeevani department, you know, Rasamrita Kaur Prabhu and there are many others, Mukundanand Prabhu and all. That is exactly meant for what you said. They are actually catching the new people in the tables and putting them through a 18-day Bhagavad Gita course. And then subsequently, then they put them under different new counselors, correct, no, Prabhu? And then they are all escorted. Like that's one system we have. Second thing, you know, Vrindavan Vibes, we recently opened it. And that is for those people who are donating and not touched by anybody, either online or offline. Those are donating to take care of them. That is also there. As far as boys are concerned, we have multiple tables where the boys are included. The forms, we have this EQ, IQ and SQ quiz we have. So we do the quiz and we take the numbers and they are all put under different brahmacharis. So boys are taken care and the girls are also followed up by the girls' voice. We have, how many girls' voice teachers we have now? 8 to 10 of them they have. Active ones are 8 to 10. There are many more. There are 30, 40 are there. So girls are taken care, boys are taken care, and visitors are taken care. And what about the children? Children also we are taking also. Children also they are taking. 8 years onwards. So all the audience are taken by different groups. All right, Prabhu? Thank you.
Thanks.
Is it? Achha, preachers are less or how they are less, huh? Oh, really? Hey, Advaita Prabhu sent me practically 130, 140 names of assistant counselors, prospective assistant counselors. They all can't become preachers. Yeah, Prabhuji is saying there's a dearth of preachers.
So they are getting trained, Prabhuji, currently. But what Prabhuji is saying is right, because when many times we approach the congregation, many times the response is really, cold. One of the
you
reasons.
Get all of them, Prabhuji, in this hall once. We will have one meeting like this. With them, we'll ask them what difficulties they have. We can help them to.
One of the reason, Prabhuji, we have seen that they are ready to serve in the temple, but not in the preaching. What we have seen is, maybe I don't know what is the reason for that. We have to see that. But many times,
we will talk about the glories of preaching. One meeting can arrange.
Yes,
I am coming for Sanjani meeting, I think, correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Can you call them for that?
Yes, we can.
Because you can show the report of Sanjeevani to those people. They will get inspired by seeing the report.
Yes.
Maybe we can get all of them for that. Mukundan, we can invite all of them, right? There are 120, 125 people who are trained in counseling in Pune. They're likely to become future counselors. Yeah.
Radheshyam. Prabhuji, so regarding this only what Jaydev Prabhu was also pointing out, what I think Sakinath Prabhu brought this point out, what we found was there was a counselee of ours in Sinhagad Road, and then I think we collaborated with the distributors over here, and they usually get the contacts and all. So when we got a sufficient number of contacts for Sinhagad Road, we started program there around couple of years back. And I mean, what his point is like, immediately anybody cannot come to counseling system. They don't want to like, they want to be, there's at least a gap of at least 2 years, before they actually come. So then, with the group, we started doing programs over there. So around 1.5, 2 years. Now we have almost like 20 odd families. And now we are starting next week. The program is for 40 families more.
Beautiful, beautiful. Very
So
nice.
this, but then as Prabhuji is saying, just the R group is not sufficient. So therefore we are reaching out to people who want to do preaching, like
One thing many grihasthas will fear is they have to invest time.
Yeah.
Some of them may have small children also. You have to check.
Yeah.
See, those with budding children, they will have difficulty.
Yes.
And other people may have very, very heavy office timings. They work for 12, 14 hours, some of them. So therefore, it's good to make a list and ask them, what is your difficulty? Please tell us. We'll find out.
So I think more for relationship perspective also, because some people they are not comfortable with certain model of preaching. They want to participate in a different model of preaching.
Okay.
So like that way is that was my discovery.
But our Pune, we are open to all. They
Yes.
can use Bhakti Vriksha system if they want. Or they want to go through 18 chapters Gita Rahasyan, they can do. If they want to do DYS, they can do.
Yeah.
Or from Bombay, Chopad, they have the journey of self-discovery, they can do. Actually, we don't care what system they use, but they have to make 1600 devotees.
Outcomes has well.
Outcome should be 1600, 4 regs. Get initiated, become a part of the community.
Yes, exactly. So,
You focus on the results and methods you don't prescribe. Leave it to them.
sure.
If they say, I don't know any method, then you can share these methods with them. Then many may come forward. You can check it. We will call them on Sanjeevani Day. We can call them. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu?
About some senior devotees not getting inspiration to attend counseling meeting, and I think that there are good numbers in all the counseling group.
Okay.
So even our group also there are. Some of them are not very serious type of devotees, but they have spent a lot of years in Krishna consciousness and they have stuck up in their growth there only.
Correct.
Some have grown and they are very ambitious.
What is your idea? What can we do with them?
So if we change them, na Prabhuji, then as Shamru Prabhu rightly pointed out when we were discussing, they will then go out of Krishna consciousness also, because they are connected to this counselor and have a one-to-one relationship. Somehow with him, personal rapport is there, though they don't attend the meeting because of their schedule or whatever.
So you feel they should not be removed
So
also?
you only told me once, Prabhuji, I asked this question long back to you. So you said if they are following their Krishna consciousness, chanting, and they are not making any trouble in the community, then leave them like that only.
See, Maharaj told this. What Maharaj said. Maharaj said in Bombay, see, Ananda Vrindavan Prabhu and all, they are very senior people. And Nathji Prabhu was there, Srinathji Prabhu. Maharaj said, don't put them in counseling. They are all very grown-up people. Now he himself is a counselor. At one time, Maharaj was telling that there are certain older devotees, they have been around 15, 20 years, they know all the philosophy and all. They are not going to learn anything new now. Basically, they have to now implement it. They know everything. At the same time, they like to just have one-on-one touch with the counselor and they come to Sunday program. They are not avoiding festivals and all. They are coming for festivals. So, visiting the temple they are doing, occasionally they help in some seva, but they are not very active people.
They are graduated type.
Graduated already. Maharaj says, be friendly with them, make them comfortable. You don't have to take attendance for them in the meeting.
They generally come for the meetings which are conducted in counselor's house.
Right.
So whenever the meeting is in our house, the 100% is attendance is 100%.
Yeah, Rasvigra Prabhu. My house meeting also, everybody comes.
Otherwise, you try to go to different places.
No.
Because somehow distance or connectivity.
Why don't you do all meetings in your house only?
No, but that is not has been taught by Jaydev Prabhu to us. Because
Jaydev Prabhu's system was happening very well in those days when traffic was not so much. Now it's work from home now, so all day traffic nowadays.
But again, familiarity breeds contempt. If we have it every time in our house, then they won't come. But once in a year, if we have...
Radhanath Maharaj lecture once a while is, Radheshyam Prabhu lecture once a while is.
Once a while is different, yeah.
Prabhuji, and there is another. So, because we want to move to devotees' house and devotees also want to conduct meetings and like that. So, another type of devotees are those who are very ambitious we train them and they are now conducting some preaching program. So their consciousness is totally occupied in that preaching program. So they are acting as if, mini counselor to that group. So they are very enthusiastic, conducting their satsang, taking their picnics like that.
Therefore, what you should make a policy, in Hyderabad we have one Leelananda Prabhu. His program is 5 to 8 in the evening. So he has 15 preachers in his community. So all 15, they take their meeting on the same day, Sunday morning 10 to 1 they do. They do their own program Sunday morning, Sunday evening, all of them will be sitting and hearing lecture. We should make a very clear-cut policy. Because if they don't take inspiration, tomorrow they prematurely become independent, which is not good. Not good. They have to be under
So
somebody.
they feel disconnected with the main group, but they will connected to their group like that.
Actually, everybody likes to connect with juniors, but the juniors will catch our leg and pull us down. We need seniors and equal association, very important.
Yes.
So you can tell them that you can only become a counselor, first you attend meetings and become stable first. A time will come when they can be totally independent as you all are independent. That will take many years afterwards, correct now? Yeah. It's getting late now because Revat Puthu and our Anushitu are waiting to present. And I have a Krishna Sayanam where here only Krishna Sayanam 2 o'clock. Yeah. Hopefully your meeting will get over before that. I also have to do some things and come back. Yeah. I'm sorry for stretching this too much, Prabhu, because I'm coming very rarely. I'm coming. Thank you very much. That's Prabhu.
Action of our counselor team, team has been done by Ahobalam Nasing Prabhu. Recently, 10 days back, he was admitted to military hospital. He had brain clot, the blood clot in the brain. He was operated. He was brought home, but again 4 days back, he again developed same type of symptoms. He is readmitted. The second operation has been done. The clot has been removed, but now he's in the hospital, and some procedures and testing is going on. So you all pray for him. He's a very silent type of devotee, very wonderful devotee,
very wonderful.
always in the background, doing kirtan, all the translations and all he's doing. He doesn't come in the forefront. So please pray. And also you can get in touch with Shobhatra Mataji. She's a bit concerned naturally, but you can telephone her, but you not visit. So this is the situation. So let's pray for them, and he recovers pretty soon.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram, Ram Hare. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, hearing from Radheshyam was amazing. If you see the itinerary, some of you might have seen a schedule.radheshyamdas.com. It's just amazing. Today it is his almost third class. Morning 10 to 10:30 he had a class, then 11 to 11:30 he had another meeting. Then till now he's here. Now he'll take bath. 2 to 4 he will give Krishna Sayanam. Then he'll go to Hinjewadi. And then 6 to 8 he'll give a lecture at Hinjewadi. And after that return back for tomorrow's duties. So that's the schedule of today. And yesterday he had 4 classes. Day before yesterday in the morning he went to Hyderabad and he gave a class there, session there to the, I think, CA students, somebody. And then evening he returned back. So it's just amazing. And no jet lag or anything. 21st night he reached. Came to Delhi, came here, and 22nd morning program, and then kirtans, then afternoon class, then evening. So it's amazing to be in close touch with him, to see how what we are discussing in the morning, that the service attitude never slackens, it keeps on increasing. Somebody who's very closely, we can see how his service is expanding and his service attitude is expanding. So we were happy to have him here because the counselors we consider as the root of the entire congregation. And if the roots are nourished, then the tree is very healthy. So same way if the counselors are in good standing, then rest all of the congregation will be united and will be taken care of. It's not possible to get onto every congregation devotee's life, but through counsel it is becoming possible. So that's why I requested him. That's a very priority thing, and there are many things which we need to discuss and finalize with you in your presence. So now also I requested him that if we get stuck up somewhere, then we will either meet you or write to you to finalize that. So I will not go into any details of this presentation which I had made, because most of the things are covered up. It's just to show a few things. Go to next. Supreme Lord plays the role of an attentive parent. This is the sloka says, Darshan Dhyana Samsprashe Matsya Kurma Vihangama Swani Apatyani Pushnati Tataham Api Padmaja. इसको ऊपर ले लो साइड. Just as the fish, tortoise, and the bird nourish their offspring by watching them, meditating on them, keeping them, so do I maintain my devotees. So His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj says that Lord Brahma creates, Lord Shiva destroys, and only Vishnu maintains. And on behalf of Vishnu, a Vaishnava also comes in the zone of maintenance. So whatever way the Lord maintains the devotee, and devotee also tries to serve others in the same way. So this is the basic definition of a counselor or caregiver, as we call them, that by directly observing them, by thinking of them, planning for them, and by giving them physical association in terms of traveling with them, organizing retreats, taking them with us, that's how we inspire the devotees. So this is a part of devotee care seminar, definition of devotee care. Actually, I'll rush through it so that we come to the topic, which is the main thing for today. I'll share this PPT for individual reading that. This is the top priority in our care. We give priority for education, training, and encouraging healthy relationships. No, go ahead. Sorry, I'm going ahead here. You're not. Go ahead. This is the definition of. I think I should connect. You're sharing it at this now. What you can do, Bruce, you can keep on sharing as per what I present here. Otherwise, it's getting confused. Give me the cord for this. Because you can choose the slide which I focus on. This projector got let us move slide. So this is the criteria for effective leadership, that they're able to make the devotees feel that they're loved, cared, appreciated, which we can see from our respective spiritual masters and the leaders, and they make us feel like that. And heart is the field where the seed of bhakti grows. So devotees' heart becomes sustainable to remain faithful and enthused throughout their lives. So that's why there's a priority for education, training, and the healthy relationship among the devotees. Srila Prabhupada, as usual, played the role of a perfect leader. He could push the devotees to get very big results, because he did not just care in the means of like not making them achieve something. He could make them achieve a lot, and at the same time he could love them and show care to them and sustain and bring the highest joy to their hearts. He profoundly cared for each devotee who came to the society. So this, we hear many incidences about that. What should we do? We as leaders need to take serious responsibility on Srila Prabhupada's behalf to be caretakers. And this is the mission for our system, council system, to care for the devotees at all levels, spiritually, emotionally, physically. And then Srila Prabhupada and Krishna will be pleased and project will flourish. So they are interconnected. And this facilitate the priority of our leadership is to create a community wherein we have every possible need of a devotee was considered and tended. So this is again a mission statement that we strive to give each individual an experience of genuine protection and inspiration. So basically this is about counseling, and because our major focus today is on counselors' care, so we are coming to that. So oftentimes when the community grows, then it's not possible for any single person to take care of everyone who get introduced to Krishna consciousness. So that is why to expand, then we need more preachers, more leaders, and more counselors to give care, share care to them, and to nourish them and keep them connected to temple via them, through them. Like a tree, when it grows into many branches. Then the branches can have sub branches also, and then the tree expands and it becomes stable also, and it brings fruits and flowers and leaves, everything. So similarly, the community expands in a tree format. If the branch format is not there, then it will become like a coconut tree. There are no branches, nothing, and fruit is so much at top, a few fruits. So in Hindi they used to say, I don't know. Anyway, so this is a system which is made to inspire the new people to take to devotion service, and while they are taking to devotion service, to give them ongoing affection and care, so to make them mature. So this is into 4 categories. That is Grasta counseling, which we are discussing here. Then Brahmachari counseling, that's another set, and youth counseling. And we have elderly counseling also, which is in the Vanprastha system. We have ISKCON Vanprastha Sevak Sangha. And there are also kind of some Vanprastha council like Mahayogi Prabhu, whose major members of the group are Vanprastha devotees. So we made it a separate forum here. So this is the commitment from the side of the counselors, that to develop healthy community, the combined committed spirit of caring for the devotees is there. So this is all what is happening in our community through the counselor system. Now, this morning we were hearing that if we have to, the legacy has to go on. That means the counselor system has to go on, the caretaker system has to go on, and the temple has to go on, the preaching has to go on. So that is called legacy, that is called succession. And for succession, there are certain criteria when the succession becomes successful, the legacy becomes successful. And if these 3 factors are not there, the 3 factors to that, then things will not happen. Things will become, lost over a period of time. I was hearing from one devotee, and he was telling that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he preached while being in Jagannath Puri. But because there was no institutionalized setup, there was a legacy which came in the form of the spiritual teachings through the 6 Goswamis. But within just a couple of 100 years, just almost 100, 150, 200 years, everything got so covered. I mean, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance and doing such a global preaching in one sense throughout India, Jharkhand forest, and Vrindavan, South India, and everyone was chanting the holy names. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavad describes it in such a glorious way. All the teachings got covered. 13 Apasampradayas came up. So there were a team of genuine acharyas which are there in Vrindavan, Babajis and others. But still the things got covered up. Because, the legacy was given in the form of empowering the people. There was no setup there. There was not a system or an institution being there. And then, so as we were hearing in the morning from His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj, that apart from sincerity and purity, we need organization and intelligence. So that means it breaks down into 3 things. It requires an institution or a system. Something, what it is, like we have a temple. So temple is a, geographically located place. We say it's ISKCON temple, founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. It's an institution. But to run that institution, you need a constitution. What exactly will happen? It will not happen according to just, there is a role of who is leading it. He will have a personal influence over certain aspects, but he also has to be bounded by the constitution. Just like the entire legal system, the entire government system that works by a constitution. So Srila Prabhupada gave us the 7 purposes of ISKCON. So they are the constitution for the institution in a broad way. And beyond that, he constituted the morning program, the evening program, the book distribution program, the food relief program, and there can be other programs which fall in the category of fulfilling the 7 purposes. They are the thing. And then there is implementation. That means even if an institution is made, constitution is made, there has to be some body which actually sees that what is there in constitution is implemented, and it has the right to amend it, right to change it, right to improve upon it. And that is the body of GBC. So ISKCON is the institution, and the constitution are the teachings given by Srila Prabhupada. They're there in Shikshamrita, they're there in the GBC law book. There's a law book, or GBC law book, ISKCON law book is there. And in that law book, there are responsibilities defined for everyone. Responsibilities of TP, responsibility of GBC, responsibility of caregiver, all those things are there. And then implementation is through the GBC body. So that's how the legacy is going on now after 55 years of Srila Prabhupada's departure. No, not 55 years, 47 years. 47 years. Yeah, 46, 47 years. So that's how the ISKCON society is going on, and now we are at a very crucial junction where the new generation is taking up. Already around 8 of the devotees in the GBC body of around 35 are next generation devotees, like Revati Raman Prabhu, Devakinandan Prabhu of Singapore, Gauranga Prabhu from here, Govardhan Prabhu. So there are like 8 devotees who are around 50s, in 50s. Nobody is less than 50s. So rest all are above 70s. So that's how things are going on. So we had a thought that if we have to do some service to Vrindavan Chandra in a sustainable way, then we have to make a system by which the congregation continues to grow and expand and be taken care of. And to make that system, CBM, council board meeting or council board is that system, or that's not a physical institution but a system. And for that we need to do the documentation. That's how the thought of documentation came, that if we have to run the council board and the council system, then everything should be documented, and there's to a body which will implement it. That body came up as a council care team. So if these 3 things are in place, then whether we are there tomorrow or not, the system will continue. The councils will keep on coming. Now also we can see in the last 2 or 3 years, almost 20 councils have got added up in this group, right? So we have been doing that, but the things are not all at one place. So we tried to bring things at one place in the form of a manual which we forwarded. And this was some of the background with that. And the whole purpose, the whole vision behind this exercise is the care for the caregivers. Because oftentimes, as leaders, this is a very, very, very serious problem in our society. As people take up the leadership position, oftentimes a lot of challenges come. And the care for the caregivers becomes a very important matter. Radha Gopinath Prabhu gives a whole seminar on that, which I will not touch into that. But some of the things which come is the interpersonal relationship, because we individually become grown up like a pyramid kind of thing. So then that becomes a challenge sometimes. If interpersonal relationships are not good between 2 of the leaders, then nobody practically gets in to resolve it. How do we actually get into that? How do we take help to resolve it? And those leadership differences, they create a lot of problem down the line also. So those kind of things come nourishment for the leaders. Oftentimes life becomes so busy that although we are supposed to nourish ourselves, but still, if somebody worries about it, somebody gives an organized nourishment, then it is well appreciated. And we have seen that our council board performs very well. Last time when His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj came, he was very happy with the interaction which we had. We had one interaction with His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj also. A lot of questions with that. So whenever some specialist speakers come, we try to make it a point if they can possibly take a meeting for all the councils, and we try to prioritize it also. And the responsibility with an accountability system. That means once we are appointed as a counselor, then how do we go ahead? If we have some problem, if we have some difficulty, whom do we approach? So of course, Radheshyam Prabhu is fully available. He has told to send his WhatsApp number and email. That's a big, big, big thing. It's no leader of his capacity in our society is practically even available up to like 10, 15, 20% of his availability in terms of giving details, guidance. I mean, getting off and on communication. When I send a mail to many leaders, I get a response, definitely, many respond. But an ongoing thing, long report, answer, then you again ask some question, then again answer. That kind of interactive learning is very, very rare to see at such top level. So this was the thought behind that, and that's why we thought that we will extend care to all the councils in this way, which we want to present it as a part of the counselors guidebook, we are calling it, counselors handbook, we are naming it. But this is the duty or the function which we want to kind of discuss with all the councils. There's connecting, there's accountability system, there's responsibility and empathic thing. So connecting means what? That the CCT body, which we are calling it a care team, that will work on connecting to temple of the counselors. This is now all about counselors. Counselor connect to temple for 2 reasons primarily. That is sadhana, because primarily Prabhupada's purpose of creating temple was for devotees. Secondly, it was for visitors. The prime purpose was not for visitors. Prime purpose was for devotees, because devotees know the value of festivals, they know the value of deity worship, they know the value of morning program, not the other people. Other people know the value of creating selfies. That's the very common thing. They come for an outing, they come for a picnic mood. But actually the temples are meant for devotees, to give them an opportunity to serve the Lord in varieties of ways as per their talent and inspiration. So connection to temple for sadhana, which happens in the form of hearing and chanting, which is the foundation of our spiritual life, and seva in varieties of ways. And to other counselors, that means that is sangha, That means we all are together as one unit. We are all part of the counselor board. So we have one common identity. Apart from being Krishnera Nityadas, we have another common identity that we are all together for that. And to counselists, that is Paropkar. That means we share with that. So again, I'd like to reiterate one of the favorite things I have from this devotee care book by His Holiness Niranjan Maharaj. So he says that he studied the counselor system at Chowpatty, and he said that actually the entire foundation, the fiber of counselor system is not counselor's relationship and caring of the counselees. That is one part of it. That's one duty. That's one responsibility. But the fiber of the counselor system, the strength of the counselor system is in the interpersonal relationship between the counselors. That is the main foundation. That is the main substance of the counselor system. So we connect at level of temple, other counselor and counselees, and we design, we put our head and brain to do something by making some kind of organized effort to do that. And then there is the accountability part, which we had some discussion when that how do we do that? Because the thing is, whatever you can measure, you can manage. Because without a factual data or some report, it's very difficult to take any decision or to make any, change or anything like that. That's why in the market field of marketing and sales especially, data plays a very vital role. They all work with the statistics. All the YouTube thing, Facebook thing, they all work with the statistics. How many people allowed this video to go on for full time? After 5 seconds, you can skip it within 5 seconds. So that much is captured. And any video we click, they just statistically analyze what is the interest level of this person. And next time they will put a video on YouTube which we may find it relevant for our interest like that. So there's a lot of background thing goes on with the data collection and statistics and studying the trends. So similarly, without having some statistical report, it becomes very difficult to understand who is performing which way, who needs help, who need to be discussed with that. So this is our proposal for discussion here. It has been off and on, but once we finalize it here, we will discuss about a system. How do we really track it? Because without tracking, then again it becomes a nominal thing. 75% attendance at the CBM meetings, which is very vital. It's a monthly meeting, and we will try to keep it offline and online both on certain cases. We are not doing it online to not encourage devotees to just attend online, because online is like, we can do parallel things. So that's why we wanted to keep it offline mostly, but seeing the situation as we are discussing, if devotees are really out of Pune, at least we give them online access, and that will be counted in attendance. Because this is once in a month meeting where many important discussions happen about the temple, about the system, about each other. And when we take up a form for the counselors, recruitment or posting them as counselor, then we, in that form we get filled that they should attend some morning programs in a temple. Now, morning program is morning program in the sense it's there in the morning. That's morning program. There's nothing like it's for someone and someone not. It's for every devotee of ISKCON, especially leaders. But many times, because we have deities at home, most of the counselors have very wonderful altar and deities. And there are times when we need to worship. There are times when children may worship, Mataji worship. There are different standards follow. And because of that program, sometimes we got distance. Every time coming to temple may not be possible, that we fully understand. But 4 morning programs in a month in a temple, it helps us to connect with the temple devotees. It can help us to connect with some of the brahmacharis, some of the fellow devotees. It helps us to chant in that powerful environment. Morning chanting is very powerful. This is one of the highlights of NVCC, that people sit in circles and chant. Very rare thing to see it. People who come from other temple, they tell us this is something unheard and unseen practically. So 4 morning programs means that there is Mangalarti, Japa session, Bhagavatam class. This is what constitutes the morning program in full. And depending on the devotee situation, we have seen some devotees are able to come for Japa time sometimes, some are able to come for Bhagavatam class. So it can be any day. Any day for anything one can come. And that is counted. And it is just because when we come, then many devotees are connected to us. They also feel inspired to do that. And one of the important things for a counselor to train the counselor is in the morning program, either at home or in temple. So this is a very much foundational part of our sadhana. So that's why we put that. And of course, 2 counseling meetings per month, as we discussed, maybe one offline or one online, room and Zoom concept, or each meeting with room and Zoom space for different devotees whose situation like that we leave it to the counselors. And as Shravananand was earlier collecting, Radheshyam was mentioning this, so we will track it, the day, topic and number of attendees. That's all. We are not interested in detailed notes or PPTs or anything. That. And then service part. Service has many components. That means service of the counselor. individually and as a group, like on festivals. Services, some services are regular. That means they're done on the weekly basis, like daily services. Some are festival, like prasadam serving kind of thing. And some are ongoing. That means they're routine services, maintenance related service, like proper dressing or backup or something related to kitchen or like that. And there are outgoing, that means preaching services. So all these services are counted. It is not that everyone has to do everything. Whatever one is doing, that is considered a part of it. And then with the request of our Sankirtan team, that monthly Sankirtan festival once a year. And there will be guidance available for all of that. That means there will be devotees who will actually come and organize for your group. And it's a very, very wonderful festival. Visheshika Prabhu himself has organized it a few times. So if we do it with our counselors, you'll find that there is a new energy and synergy which comes in the group. It's just once in a year. It can be during marathon, it can be during non-marathon time. You can choose the day. And whenever you do it, you just, whatever system is there, you put it that monthly Sankirtan festival you organize this month and it will be noted down. And then twice a year, Harinam Sankirtan, which Radheshyam just told. So this is a basic system which we are defining, because last time Atmanam Ganapur was asked that how do we measure or how do we really find out what is to be done? So the whole manual is there for detailing in many things. But this is something which you have just summarized, which really goes well with our portfolio of being a counselor, being a leader, and being taking care of others to inspire them. So any discussion on this, because then I'll move forward. Other things are small. MSF is monthly Sankirtan festival, which means that the one group goes to a particular area, and in that area, some devotees engage in Harinam Sankirtan, some devotee engage in Prasadam distribution, some devotee engage in book distribution. And it's like a Harinam Sankirtan, come book distribution, come Prasadam distribution. So sometimes they may either put a table in a ground, like they may go to Saras Park, and then some people are on the table, distribute books, some people are doing Sankirtan in different places, some are distributing Prasad. Yeah, this can be one of the council meeting also. No, this can be one of the council meeting also, no problem. No, once in a year. Actually, we have such a great force of counselors, we have 52, that anything we do yearly, it will come it will literally become every week for if somebody does it. So they call it monthly Sankirtan festival. So we will call it YSF, yearly Sankirtan festivals. Once in a year. YSF, we'll change it. And twice a year, Harinam Sankirtan, which may be additional. Like sometime, we have DT welcoming in the counselor's home. So that day only, you call all the devotees, those who are not busy with that, and do a Sankirtan in that area and come back. It can be clubbed with some occasion also. There are no hard and fast rules. Somebody organizes festival, Janmashtami festival in his home or society. But these are vital things. Yesterday Maharaj was telling in Camp Temple, Harinam distribution, holy name distribution, and book distribution, prasadam distribution. These three are our major, outgivings of Mahaprabhu's mercy. These three are the ways in which we actually distribute Mahaprabhu's mission. And then rest of the thing is to organize those people who come by that. Then there are, regular training program, education program. But these three things should go on at one level, and another level we are training and education also. Now, what system to make for tracking that we will discuss with you online and all. In principle, if we agree, then whether it's an app, whether it's a poll, whether it's a Google spreadsheet, that's a detail. And we can make some system for that. But in principle, if we agree, then it will be a very harmonious thing. And at the end of the year, it will help us to actually appreciate different devotees for different contributions. Sarvatma Prabhu has some too. Is it not working? The other one can be given.
Roji, as we have seen now our festival calendar last year, this year, almost we have 18 to 21, I think. I don't know exact number, but 23, I think. So with that mindset in the mind, and if you see everybody's individual schedule here and the kind of engagement they have, it's really busy and distances and other things. So I was just thinking, can we have counseling meeting once in 3 weeks, actually means in 1.5 months, 2 meetings like that. That I feel like practical, because we want devotees also to come and attend the festivals and be a part of whatever their services we have, because there also we are assigning the services to kitchen and to like that, and other like they can participate and kind of seeing the different phases of the counselees and even for the counselors. I feel from the practical point of view, but in 1.5 months, 2 meetings. That's what I feel like that. Or maybe if, as Jano Mataji suggested, one meeting once in a month is also like, that's what I
very
think
routine.
practical
That's
thing
for
actually.
very.
2 counseling meetings per month means.
We had a discussion on this. I'll just
Okay.
share some of the things.
Yeah.
We discussed that in every counselor group there will be devotees of various ages in terms of their Krishna conscious growth, and making a same facility for everyone may not be possible for counsel also, and may not be required for the counselor also. So we had a discussion that after somebody is there with the counsel for at least 15 years, say, after that, then he can be just connected, as Raswila was pointing out, that if you shift them out, they feel brokenhearted. If you push them, they don't feel that need. So that was one part, that after 15 years, we give them that flexibility and we become their friend. We are available for official purpose and we can trust them because they're 15 years they've spent. And whenever some need is there as a friend, we can help. Second thing was that after 5 years of somebody is taking counseling, and if counselor is taking a new batch or including new people, even then for 5-year-old people also it becomes little mismatch because the training differs. They have already gone through the syllabus which we might have covered for the previous devotees. So our idea was that we can have meetings. The counselor will have to extend, or counselor can empower even one of their very senior counselors or assistant counselor level person to handle that. But as a system, we agreed that we try for 2 counselor meetings in a month. There are occasions when that doesn't become possible, like Kartik Yatra month is there, December Marathon month is there. That month we can have 1 also. It's sufficient because we are going out in a very extended way for book distribution or for the Kartik festival. And sometimes we can organize retreats. There are 2 retreats or 1 retreat in a month. And if 1 retreat is done, then for that month we don't need another counselor meeting. So when we have an intense sangha of the counseling, then that can be, like many of our brahmachari counsel also, they don't take regular meetings. They organize once in 2 months, 1-day camp, where they spend 8 hours, 2 hours per week, per fortnight. That means 8 hours. They spend 8 hours with counsel, train them, nourish them, have Ishta question, thing like that. So there can be ways by which we can nourish the devotees and, in the time when they are very hectic. But my thought is that if we make it as a rule, if we keep it twice a month and then see the practical adjustment, and it is a fact that all will not be able to come for everything, whether it is once in 3 weeks or once in 2 weeks. We keep that as a flexibility. So my thought is that we keep the system at twice a month, and some individuals will have to take leave, and sometimes counsel will have some issue and may not be able to take up because of some responsibility. That's okay, that's understandable. But as a system, twice a month is something which I recommend. Yes, Sakina.
अभी आपने बहुत stress किया कि twice in a month, but what happens practically, that has to be seen, because a lot of counselors, they are attending other courses like Bhakti Shastri, they are having some lectures. So also their personal family programs during Sunday. So it becomes difficult for them also to attend twice a meeting per month. So it has to be just as in connection with Sarvatma Prabhu, I will recommend in once per month in practical way. And 1 meeting can be kept online. That way.
Then it becomes twice only, na? That's already agreed.
If you want to keep it twice, then 1 in a physical mode and 1 in a online mode.
Yeah. Mike, project.
Minimum. क्या होता है practically, if you find out now in a year 26 meetings should happen, but 20 happens. We have seen for statistics they are long back. 20 तो होते ही है, 20 से 20 minimum होना ही चाहिए.
Radheshyam proves to add some.
See, why was the counseling system made? Go to the root. There is contact, cultivate, care. 3 C's we call it. The Ratayata program, Harinam Sankirtan program, book distribution, all are contact programs. Just you contact and leave the people. Correct now? Cultivate means weekly program. On weekly program, people don't have any relationship with you. They just come, attend class, and they are in a exploring mode. Now, okay, how is ISKCON? Sadhguru is also good. Shri is also good. Okay, let us see what these guys are saying. That is cultivation. And then in the cultivation, if people start increasing rounds to 4 rounds, 8 rounds, then they want to be carried like a family. Then they enter into the family. So counseling is absolutely important. And I understand that because of the traffic, People find it difficult to travel. I also agree with you. City is very big and people are living in different corners. If people feel that my counselor group is like a family culture is there, my counselor is like my spiritual father, spiritual mother, and I need them. And I also need my fellow counselees who are all enthusiastic devotees. If I don't see them, if I don't meet them, I am missing something. If they feel like that, then this 2 times meeting is not a big deal for them. I'll tell you one example. There was one, in those days, in Bharati Vihar, there was one devotee who used to go to Bibewadi to attend the meetings. Correct, no? I asked him, hey, Bharati Vihar, the Krishna Prabhu is doing the same, this thing. He said, Prabhuji, I was connected to Bibewadi much before to Shedi Prabhu. So I'm going from there to Bibewadi. Ultimately, connection in counseling is heart connection. Now people feel for the because counselor is somebody who is going to their home, knowing about the husband, wife, children as a family, paying attention to them. I know Jayadepur Satyamaji used to every Wednesday go to different counselees' homes, spending time with them. So it is in the interest of the counselee to take advantage of the counselor's meeting. The meeting also we all should make effort to make it not very theoretical and boring. And we should make it very practical and very helpful. For that, like we ourselves can share ideas amongst one another. Like I will share some articles with you which will be very good for counseling topics. So similarly, each of you have been conducting different things. You can share with other counselors. You have a WhatsApp group, I think, correct, no?
Yeah.
If any counselor has prepared very good material which can be shared with counselors or practical things and all, which also should be a little spiritual plus practical. It should be like that. Then you can share it in the WhatsApp group. Then others, I'll tell you one thing, anybody gives a prepared talk, people are very happy to hear. If somebody just calls a meeting and says, okay, shloka recitation and prayers, and then one Vaishnava song, and then one of you counselors speak on Krishna's pastime, and he's saying Agasur, Bakasur, one pastime he speaks, and then the class is over now. Now take prasad and go. People think, what did I get in this meeting? ये जाने से क्या मिलने वाला है मुझे? Correct or not? See, nowadays people have become very calculative, I'll tell you. Now, like for example, people ask, who is the speaker? And what is he going to deliver? Because, nowadays YouTube has come now. They have thousands of YouTube channels are available and they will think, अरे इसको सुनने के पहले घर में बैठकर अच्छा और कुछ सुन लेंगे. They have, everybody has favorite speakers and all. So please, all of you understand this one point. Gone are the good old days in counseling. Once you put a person in the counseling system, on their own, they will come running. It won't happen. Jamana badal gaya abhi. Things have changed a lot. Even many brahmacharis are not getting opportunities to give lectures, talks here and there in different places. Why? Because YouTube has taken over now, many places. Because if one is not very offering something that is relatable, relevant and attractive, it should be attractive for them. See, you put chini, immediately ants will come running because it's attractive and it should be relatable to them, to their lives, and it is relevant to contemporary times. Imagine you talk about somebody is talking something from the Bhagavatam, some shloka which is not relevant to their life. Then people feel what do you get in the meeting? Yes, Mataji, please. Thank you. They should feel the need, counselors, yeah.
Yeah, regarding this variety, Prabhuji, so recently last week we had this at least 10 to 12 acharyas appearances and disappearances during Nityananda Triodashi week. So we suddenly thought in the second part of the meeting after Bhagavad Gita that we had a spontaneous quiz dividing the groups into 7-8 people and we had it named as like know what you know. There are senior devotees also, but many a times we are off the subject because we are busy with so many other festivals.
Yeah.
So we had quiz on all the 10 acharyas, spontaneous, without letting them know.
Okay.
So the parents were so inspired.
Everybody answers, different devotees answer that.
Different devotees answered. Now children want to do that. They said next meeting we will want to have our quiz. So children are preparing their quiz.
So they made
like
it interesting.
Different, some variety like that can help.
Correct. That's true, yeah. Like I was conducting a class for the children in America, ISV, and that Mataji, Sukeshwar Mataji is your counseling group only. That Mataji was telling, nowadays if you conduct classes for children without Kahoot, no child will come. They said, I said, Kahoot, I don't know what it is. You all know Kahoot? How many of you heard about Kahoot? Yeah, it's a quiz. Huh? It's a quiz thing. Then I told Mataji, I will do the lecture and you do the Kahoot, I said. And about 25, 30 children used to come. So she did the Kahoot. I saw, whoever answers first, their name comes up. Correct, no? Correct answer they give. So children want all these things. In the same manner, other grown-ups also nowadays are looking for something attractive, interesting, relatable, relevant. If we, and therefore, in those days, it's very easy. You are conducting council meeting means take one purport, you read it, and just talk whatever comes to you. But nowadays, it will not work because people are very calculative nowadays, and time is very precious. So I think there has to be some emphasis on the importance of counselor-counselor relationship. I feel there has to be some talk when people are joining the counseling group. See, we are having art of counseling course for the counselors, but we have nothing for the counselees to know the importance of getting care. And only when they have problem, they will come running. I have a problem. Other times they are not accountable. So therefore, I think while entering the counselor system, there has to be some education for the counselee about the need for it. Induction, some kind of induction should be done, I think. Then they understand. See, anybody will go several kilometers away if they know the importance. People, like for example, imagine somebody got terribly sick. They will go to get admitted in a hospital which may be 50 kilometers away. Yeah, Punjab they go every day. Yeah, every day 2 hours they are going. Yeah, because they get money there. Similarly, in the counselor meeting, we have to find out what can we do to keep the interest level high. So we can hold 2 meetings in a month. Another thing I'll tell you why people don't like counselor meeting, I'll tell you. Because they have reported to me. Some people write mail to me. They say, Prabhuji, they told meeting is 2 hours and it goes till 11 o'clock, Prabhu. They said it started at evening 5 o'clock till 11. It gets extended. I don't know in how many of your meetings it extended, you only know it. I'm not going to ask you, don't worry. But some, you all agree, some meeting get extended. So people don't like if we don't stick to some time stipulation. Actually, what you should do, you started at 5, you were supposed to end at 7. I'm just giving an example on a Sunday or Saturday. 7 o'clock, you tell them meeting is over now. Those who want to hang around and talk to me and chat, ha ha, he, during prasad, everything, you have freedom to do that. But others, those who want to go, can proceed. Then they will appreciate that punctuality. So some people don't like very extended, becoming late. They say that all our responsibilities are remaining and all that they say. So keep the time limit, keep the meeting interesting, exchange with each other your ideas, prepare something nicely. And Mataji said a very good idea about quizzes and everything. We have to find out how to make it interesting because in the contemporary times, the world is offering so many things for the people. They can get distracted and not come for the meeting. It is in their interest, they have to connect. Once they become strong in that pre-collection connection, then they can't avoid the meeting. They will come running after that. They look forward for it because that's a real family. Counselor family is a real family. Otherwise, imagine in a big temple like this, thousands of people come, you don't know who is coming, who is going. And the cultivation programs, you don't get personalized attention. Counselor groups, they get their attention.
So one Zoom meeting and one room meeting. And whenever there are retreats and whenever there are festivals, special guests, then we can adjust it. So out of like 24 meetings which are scheduled, I believe we'll end up in having 18 to 20 at the max, considering all of them. So
Online and one offline should be accepted.
that's acceptable. That's fine. Okay, so these are some of the responsibilities which we will be taking up to organize. We have been working on it for last 2 years a little bit, but now we'll work on it more to have an exciting CBM. Same thing applies for CBM also. Just like council meeting, CBM is once in a month, but then it's like, So last year also we had 2 memorials we had of 2 devotees from Madan Mohan Mohini and I think Satyavati Mataji also. We had some announcement and discussions. And we had a few guests which were in...
Hey, Hare Krishna. See, in CBM meeting, you can also have some of these counselors present about their activities. Like Shankar Pandit group, they sent a beautiful report.
Yeah.
Shankar Prabhu, Yogaprema Mataji. So, if they every meeting one of the counselors comes forward, they are given a platform to present. It's so enlivening to see. Even if you give them just 20 minutes,
Yeah.
You remember once you were all doing this different department presentations.
Yeah.
Like
We-
that every different counselors can present.
We also have format for CBM project where we either like invite a guest speaker or the newly appointed council, especially because they are new to the group, so they also feel comfortable. We also come to know about their contribution. So that goes on, and at times we have, if some very prominent devotee has left, then we may have 3 devotees speaking about them just to make that. So there's a variety, and this half an hour is there for relationship building and close building. After that, there is usually a presentation on some theme, and then there is further discussion on upcoming event of whatever the some kind of like book distribution marathon is coming, so discussion on that, or Janmashtami festival is coming, and we take input, present the planning what we have planned, and take input for improvement and encompass them. So it's like a 2-hour program for that. And then 2 one-day retreats. Last year we could not have, before that we were having it. So 2 one-day retreat we'll organize, and the training seminars for counselors, all of us, as well as for the newly coming up leaders like assistant counselors. Sometimes conflict resolution, this also is one of the duties we have, because we found that in the recent times there were some counselors who had a lot of conflict with the counselor, and because of not announcing a formal system, nobody knew what to do. Counselor did not know how to shift the counseling, and counselor did not know how to choose a new counselor. So sometime, if in time that is space is given to both, then it will work out better. So as I told that we will be posting the form now. We are running short of time because 2 o'clock is the next program. So you can review it and give your inputs, and then we will finalize that and we will circulate it to the right people. And that there is documentation that we have a documentation we are discussing, and today many things are getting finalized. We will add it in the document and then send it to all in English and Hindi, which will act as a standard. But anytime if we feel the need, then by discussion here and again by churning, then we might make some changes if we find something need to be changed over a period of time. And then 4th role is empathy. That means that the CCT members act as a personal caregivers also as per the need. That means suppose somebody is not coming for CBM. Now there's an official system and we don't know who comes how many times. Somebody not come for 2 meetings, then you'll call him up and ask him what is happening. Is it out of station? Health is not good? Any parallel event is there? Something like that. Any conflict is happening with someone, either another counselor or counselee, then in that regard we will extend some personal talk. And adjustment of standard as per need, as we said that we will be available if any counselor has more of elderly people, his group doesn't have many fresh people, then there may be some adjustment for his need because of the counselee's nature and the age and other things. So this will be personalized thing. The standard will be what we have set up for normal people. But in certain cases of the age, of being out of station, things like that, then there may be some adjustment for that. And if there is a kind of need, then this board will act as a facilitation to connect to seniors also, to take the issue to Radheshyam Prabhu or any other person whom they may feel need. Because sometime, when leaders recommend, they give time. For room also it happens. If Juhu you want a room, anytime you tell them, they will say there's no booking. Only when you get a recommendation from some other temple officer, then they will allot you some room. So many places with seniors also it works like that we have some connection, we know that devotee to some degree, we want to take some guidance, but then they may not give time or energy for that. So these kind of things are there in the plan for the caregivers. So we have CCT 8-member team now. We have received more applications in the last time when we opened it, and we have seen the forms, collected the referrals. Based on that, we have made a report for Radheshyam Prabhu, and now in the coming days we'll sit with Prabhuji and finalize the further additions as per our documentation of that. So then there will be a bigger team for this. And this is the last thing which Srila Prabhupada says, that even if you passed MA, you want to put some thesis, you want to get yourself doctorate degree, then the system with this issue should be guided by expert PhDs. So that's what we feel, that as counselors also we need a system so that we get on ongoing guidance and all. And there were further presentation which we are not taking now because now is just 10 minutes and the new audience will start coming and we have to take prasadam. One very important thing which was remaining the last time was the number of families whom one's counselor can guide. So we were having 20, 30. Finally, we propose a number of 40. And we want to ask, is it okay or it should be less, more? Because different councils also have different capacities. Some are out station, some are in station, some are grown up. They don't take much time. So it's like a lot of varieties there. So 40 families we are talking of. And I believe That is what usually most of the devotees have at the max. After that, there should be assistant counselor who should be taking on other responsibility. Or out of those 40 families should be empowered as assistant counselors or preachers or leaders, so that they develop their own group and they become a part of this forum, council board for eventually. So is that okay, or any discussion on that? This was one of the pending things last time. Beside that, we will be sending you a document about appointing of assistant counselor and counselor, the system, to review it. It's there in manual, but again we are highlighting something because we want that you put a thought on that, and if there is any change required, any discussion required, we can do it. Another thing is about single counselor. We have provision for single Prabhuji counselor and single Mataji counselor under certain conditions. It is not a norm. The general norm is to have a stable family or congregation. But under certain circumstances, for certain reasons, then they will be qualified for whatever norms we have for all counselor. But additionally, this will be discussed in TMC and with Radheshyam, and then finally their nomination will be finalized for that. And there's a counselor change form and shifting form, which we will post to you, because of we have all of it ready in our presentation, but now we don't want to extend it further. If any question is there based on what we have discussed, then we can take it. Otherwise, we will close it here for today. No. Yeah, so what we had done when we made the phase 1 of this manual, we circulated to all. And the first meeting which we had last time, when with Radha Gopinath Prabhu, they all came. Vishal Nagar many came, and Camp Temple also. Now, after that, we got the question answer in the last session. So we are conducting it here and refining the systems after our input. And then we will share it with them. And in locally, in their local board, they may have a little changes, because again, it depends on the size of the council board also. We have the biggest board here. Camp Temple has around 30 or 32, and Vishal Nagar has 12, and we have 52. So they may customize some of the thing, but we are finalizing the document now after this discussion on these particular things, because we want to ensure that, because everyone is connected to that change, council change form, council shifting form. So if you need some more data is required, something need not to be there, then just discuss it. We'll put it on the group, and you can write to us on WhatsApp like last time. All have given inputs. Why we don't open sometimes the full group for discussion is because sometimes things are not relevant for all equally. Then, and many others put many other messages, it becomes very difficult to sort it out. So we'll put all this, and then put the other WhatsApp number. You can respond to that, and then we can refine it and then finalize the manual and post it. So we will be closing this in a maybe 2 weeks time from now, and then we will be following it up. Thank you.
Prabhuji, one last.
Pardon? Gaur Purnima. Basically, this is all in practice, Prabhuji, now also. It's just that, like, for example, we don't have a regulated CBM attendance, like today including. Harinam Prabhu is there online, and we don't have a system. So we have a system, but then what to do, where to post it. So analysis is not happening, or data is not there. So it's all about data. Nothing is new. It's all what we had committed when we became a counselor. So nothing is additionally new. There's a concept of witness counselor. So, Prabhuji, we can, make it happen by mandate, or you can ask, because this is a new inclusion. 2 Prabhuji? 2 along with them. That means in each of your counselor groups, there are 2 devotees whom you choose. It's not that we are putting anyone. They can choose, right? They can choose, and they're just present there to observe what's happening, because sometimes something do happen. For example, some of the counselees, they are hearing from some Baba. So they're not mature enough that they should not hear, and they may put it on their status also. So then such things, sometimes counselor may not be aware, or he may not be aware of the seriousness of it. So such thing come, then person can tell, and then we can say, bro, this is not a good thing. It will create a wrong culture. Because of internet and all, things have become very vast and very widely open for anyone. And there are certain things which may go on here and there. So presence of 2 counselors makes it that we are very regulated, and we are very, particular in conducting our counselor groups. So if there is any objection about it, then it can be raised, or it can be written personally also if there's something. Otherwise, we can ask each one of you and then do that part.
One last question, Prabhuji. Sorry.
Yes,
it's just a suggestion. Some counselors have few counselees only.
Correct.
3 families, 4, 5.
Right.
So to give them a wider association of more members, would it be good that one meeting they take it and one meeting they attend some other counselors, so that they get counselees get a larger
Yeah, it can be done.
I mean, is it mandatory? I mean, just think about it.
Some counselors, 4 families.
Some counselors have only 4 families under them, or 3 or 5. And instead of just them giving nourishment, sometimes once a meeting they can have, and once a month they can attach themselves to another counselor.
Okay.
So that the counselees can benefit.
Yeah. So we have a criteria for counselor. I believe it's 10 members. 10 members.
But not all have 10 members.
So then we will be talking to them.
So if some rule is made or something like that,
We will talk to them.
It's just a suggestion.
Yeah. It's a part of our agenda that we will talk to them and see that how are you going to increase the members either, or you connect to another counselor and conduct with them so that everything goes smoothly.
Yeah.
Actually, there are many individual reports we had got, but because we had no system in place, we could not talk. Some counselors.
And some counselors are not taking meetings at all.
Yeah, that's what.
Mataji, one important point I want to share in this connection. Say one congregation devotee starts preaching and they have 3-4 families with them. And they don't hold official counseling meeting. They don't hold. But they just one-on-one counsel them. And after they cross 10 families, then they become appointed as a counselor. Correct, no? Yeah. Meanwhile, if they have some relationship with another senior counselor whom they are confident, they can take these families and attach with them till they come to the point of 10 couples. And once they get 10 families, they can become counselor. They become officially appointed and all. And then it's preferable that they continue those families under their custody. But sometimes in case they feel that I am not able to give so much substance at the moment, I am also young. So I would like to send them to a senior counselor's meeting time to time. It is between the senior counselor and this younger counselor. Like say now Rasavigar Prabhu want to take his group to Jayadev Prabhu's group sometimes and attend because they already have a relationship. Similarly, if some Mataji has a nice connection with you, she want to bring her counselees to your meeting. It is between you and them. Absolutely, there is no issue about that. But otherwise, if the connection is not strong, there is a possibility of the counselee getting equivocal instruction. Equivocal means if they go to 2 counselors, one is a smaller counselor, one is a bigger counselor, and they are saying 2 different things to them, then they can get confused. So therefore we say, respect all, associate with a few, and reveal your mind in confidence to a very few and take instruction from one. These are 4 things. Respect all. We respect even ants also. Why can't we respect everyone? They can respect all. And associate with a few. And reveal your mind in confidence to few, very few. Few is this much and very few is very small. And take instruction only from one. Now, for example, say Revatipati Prabhu has a counselee, one brahmachari. Now, he comes to me. So, I will tell him that I will think over and tell you. Then me and Revatipati Prabhu will discuss and tell him something, together, so that we don't give the boy 2 different instructions. We all, like Revatipati Prabhu is there, I am there, Guru Maharaj is there, and then Parampara is there. All should be in one line. So they don't get 2 equivocal instruction. Is that clear, Maji? Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Also, one point here is if any counselor has a scope to add some counselees, then please connect Sanjeevani. We have ample number of devotees to be allotted as counselors. So they have to connect and they have to, get in the system for a while. Like you do some 3 months of some service and then you have large number of people. Like recently our Shamru Prabhu, he conducted a fantastic program along with his 4 devotee as acting as a mentors, and almost like we have 30 families, 30 people becoming some sort of very good devotees. So like Sanjeevani is like a devotee generating machine. We want to empower devotees as counselors, assistant counselors, and allot to them.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. You want to give word of thanks?
Hare Krishna. So, first of all, thank you very much for patiently being till 2 p.m. We have a choice to continue with Krishna Rasayanam or we can go for Prasadam. But finally, we would like to express our gratitude to His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu and Revatipati Prabhu as well. One thing which Revatipati Prabhu mentioned about His Holiness Niranjan Maharaj quoting, the success of consilee system is not so much between what happens between counselor and counselee, but more to do with interpersonal relation between counselors, and that's the objective of CBM and CCT. All the things will get resolved if we have very strong interpersonal relation, and these discussions will continue. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Let us thank and express our gratitude to His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu, Revatipati Prabhu, Hare Grace Janma Mataji, Jaydev Prabhu, and all the wonderful devotees for this wonderful participation with loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol!